Welcome back to DuckCast. Alright, thanks for watching.
Yep, bye.
Bye. We're dancing here. We're dancing. We realized before the episode, like, you can just, like, change your video backgrounds on Discord. It's kind of funny. I chose Rat from Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah. We both chose our favorite characters.
Yeah, of all time. All time.
First DuckCast in 2 years. Yes, yeah, how is life?
Yes. Doing very well, yes. Very well. Lots has happened. COVID.
Yeah. No, me and Zach, we've been in touch in the last 2 years, of course. There's other videos that even on this channel there's other videos we did, but like somewhere we just kind of stopped doing DuckCast, and I don't really think that it was like we were like, let's stop doing DuckCast for a bit. Let's take a break. I think it was just we kind of kept not doing it. Mm-hmm. And I think Dungeons and Duckies was a big part of that. Yeah. Because we were recording that one every week now.
Gotta get back into
and then it's just like we're getting close to it's been at a point it was like 6 months, and I was like, okay, let's wait a year. It'd be neat if we like had a bit of a gap. It makes you appreciate it more. Mm. And then a year happened, and we just kind of didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because again, we're working on different things.
Like in the last 2 years, like I joined another community, and I've got this whole other group of friends, and I'm just like distracted because like every month there's always some sort of event happening, and it's just very distracting for me. So like, yeah, there's just a lot of times where like I feel bad for not coming back into like calls when I see you guys are on the server, and I'm just like, oh fuck, I'm missing that stuff. But you know, I'm happy to be here, and I hope to continue this as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, it's all good. Like, it's good to like kind of, you know, go beyond this group. I love this group. It's kind of changed a lot though, because like you know, I created another server with Mitzi, Matt, Chris, and Olivia, but it's just exclusively for working on projects. But they've kind of become like creative partners on that. Yeah. So we'll often be doing calls on that. But then we can all like kind of regroup back here on the good old Fine Bros server.
It's nice.
Yeah. And it has been, I think it has been a hot minute since I've been in a call with you, but probably like, I think you joined me for like one of my kick-ass edited live streams.
Yeah.
And that might be the last time.
I think I drew some funny stuff in Paint.
Yeah.
3D models or some shit. But yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. That we had that horse character.
Ah, yes, with the fucking carriage behind them. Part of their body, by the way. They had no legs.
You can make that your background.
That your background. Do I even still have that? I don't even know. But it's too late now. I don't want to like go through my whole thing on the screen. But anyway, yeah. It's been funny. But yeah, I think like the delay too, like, helps us like with DuckCast just to like talk about more things too, because like it got to a point I remember where we were doing DuckCast sort of regularly, and it got to a point where it's like, okay, we're just talking about movies now, and it's like there's nothing much going on in our lives to talk about because we're already talking so much and we're already filling each other in, so it's not like any energetic reaction from either of us or anything. So
yeah,
you know, the delay kind of helps.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a lot it's so funny. There's a lot that has happened since lives and just like media wise that we could talk about. But you know, it is kind of funny. You know what? There hasn't been more of.
Fart
we were
jokes.
Talking about fucking what?
No, fart jokes. The joke was fart jokes because the joke is that no one ever says fart jokes. No one ever's like knee slapper, fart joke. You know?
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
No, fucking, we were talking about season 5 of Better Call Saul in those last couple episodes, and there's still not a fucking season 6 out.
They got a trailer out. They got a trailer.
Oh yeah, they did get a trailer. They did get a trailer. April 18th, I think.
Yo, off topic, but still sort of on the topic of Better Call Saul, but not really. Just one of the actors from it. What's the guy's name? The newish villain with the mustache. What's his name again?
Lalo.
He was on the show Hawkeye on Disney Plus, like the Marvel thing, as this one character, and they just wasted like this great actor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They could have made him as a villain or something in the grand scheme of things. He's just some weird guy by the end of it. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but he serves no purpose. It's really dumb.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I like seeing
really
him because
good.
I knew him from Better Call Saul, and then he's like in this show, and he's just not used. He's not utilized. Disappointing.
I remember when season 4 of Better Call Saul was on, that's when Lalo was introduced near the end, and I was just kind of like, I'm not that into it. I go,
yeah,
excuse me. Mm-hmm. I wasn't like against it, but I wasn't that into him. Like, okay, like he's a reference to something that Saul Goodman said in Breaking Bad. I don't know why we're focusing on him this much. And then in season 5, he like really grew as like this like horrifying like Gus level villain. You know,
he's a fun villain to watch. He's so intense in everything. He just takes control of all scenes that he's in, and you know that I feel like that comes down to like the actor. Like the script on paper is like it's intimidating, but the actor really put that soul, that creepy vibe into the character, and made it his own. It really worked very well.
I legitimately think that scene where he like is talking to Kim and Jimmy and keeps making them retell the story again and again is like the most anxiety I've had watching either. I think the only thing that made me feel like more anxious than that is when like lots of spoilers for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, but that's always been a thing on the show. Was when like Walter took the kid like at the very end of the show, because that's like a really like gut bad feeling in your gut moment. But it was like up there with that, and it did it. So that's the thing with Better Call Saul, is it did it so fucking slowly, but then it pays off. I felt the same way about them building that thing underground, like building the lab from Breaking Bad underground. Like the entire story, I was like, why? I get it. This is the lab they worked in. Why are we focused on this? And there's like, I think the guy's name was Warner. Like, why? I don't care about this guy. Why are we focused on him? Then the last episode, I'm like, everything makes sense now.
Better Call Saul is like very. It tries to. It kind of like takes tones from Breaking Bad, but does like make it its own at the end of the day because of that slow-paced sort of storytelling. It's hard to like talk about Better Call Saul as like, I remember we were talking about this like a few years ago. Like it's some seasons that we have a problem with. It's hard to talk about singular episodes because you can't look at Better Call Saul's seasons as singular episodes. You have to watch them as a whole season because like it's all together. It's this one really long episode in the end, really, and that's just the kind of story that they're telling.
There's like 3 episodes that stand out to me in the entire
court
series.
Scene, obviously, of season.
The court scene, that one's one of them. The other one is the desert episode with Jimmy. And then the other one's the Chuco episode at the very beginning of the show, just because most of that feels like a Breaking Bad episode.
And 2 of the 3 of those, even though the court case is still part of the main plot, but like in a way, like they are sort of like fillery episodes, whereas the show as a whole is filled with not fillery episodes at all. So, the
desert episode is, I would agree, is a filler episode, but it's kind of like one of the episodes where like it's really metaphorical, you know? And like there's a lot of connections to like Jimmy being reminded of Chuck for something that Mike is doing.
Even in Breaking Bad, like just Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, even if they have filler episodes, they still serve a purpose for the overall story in some way. But
I love the Fly episode. People really dislike that one, but I feel like the conversations you get out of Walter and Jesse are like unlike any other episode of the show. Rewatched Breaking Bad so many times.
I think I've maybe seen it like 3 times, maybe 4. I should fix that. I should watch it some more. But I've been watching some like films that I've either seen already like a long time ago and are revisiting or never seen before. I recently watched the Kick-Ass films recently after seeing them after a while. The first film, I still think it's a solid film. The second film, I liked it when I was younger. My God, how did they fuck up a sequel this bad? It's not bad as a movie. Sorry. As a movie, it can be fine if it was a standalone thing. But as a sequel to the first Kick-Ass, it is awful. I don't understand. They did so much wrong with like the Mindy character, Hit Girl. Just like, it should have been her movie, and there's just like all this other bullshit on the side, and like there's just like references to like him. People calling the Kick-Ass like a pedophile for they think he's dating Hit Girl at one point in the movie, and it's like the movie's telling you like they're not really dating, and then they have like this brother-sister relationship throughout the whole movie, and then at the end it's like they kiss, and it's like, okay, so what the fuck vibes are you giving with these characters and their dynamic? It's fucking weird. It's a stupid movie. Kick-Ass 1 was a great film, I think, still.
Cool. I've been rewatching a lot of movies that I like. A lot of them were DuckCast recommendations for movie night, which you actually have been on that a few times with us. That's just a Discord thing. Like, we'll all recommend a movie. I think the last one you were there for was like Robots. We all get together and rewatch Robots.
I definitely liked Robots a lot when I was younger. When we rewatched, I was like, forgetful.
It had charm. There was some cool animated sequences though.
I feel like, yeah, Robin Williams wasn't really his character. It was more just Robin Williams, and was kind of distracting for me. He wasn't really one of my highlights throughout the film.
Yeah, I mean, he felt like they were trying to it felt like they were trying to recapture something that he did in another. But
that's all right. I mean, Ewan McGregor, I forgot he was even the voice of the main character, which is I always love hearing his voice.
Yeah, I like I showed them Eternal Sunshine. I showed them Starter Squad. You were there for Too Quiet for Comfort. Yeah,
you saw Eternals, huh?
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That's
I thought you said Eternals like the Marvel film.
No, I have no interest in
that. Dude, honestly, you can avoid that. It's such a boring waste of time. Like, I will give them this. It was very experimental. The tone is not really like many Marvel films, but there's just way too many characters. Way too many main characters.
No Way Home's the first one I've seen since Endgame, including the shows. I am going to watch 3, I think, when that comes out, and I probably will watch Thor 4 because Taika was on it again.
Yeah. I think
but,
a lot of the Phase 4 movies, though, I think No Way Home's the only good one, honestly. Like, I've seen, I have seen all of them. Black Widow was just okay. Shang-Chi, okay. You know, visually in the third act, it looks really nice, but you know, it's
the new Doctor Strange is going to be kind of interesting because one, Sam Raimi is directing it, and he, I'm sure you know who he is,
of course.
But I also just think Doctor Strange is a more interesting. Yeah. He's also just like Doctor Strange to me is just a more interesting character that they've got. Like they still have now, you know. No Way Home was awesome. You've seen No Way Home, right? We're not. This is okay to talk about, right?
Yes, of course. I've seen No Way Home. I've seen it like twice in theaters.
Yeah. I felt silly for asking, but me and you never got the chance to talk about it.
Yeah. No.
I love the stuff with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but I got to be honest. I think my favorite scene in that movie is the scene between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Like that's just such a good action scene. Like that's just that was so much fun to watch.
I remember people. I have friends of mine that still like complain about like how Peter defeated him. It's like Doctor Strange didn't take Peter seriously and like didn't let him, but like accidentally let him get away with like, you know, tying him up at the end of that fight and just having Peter win. Like it like of course if Strange was more wary of Peter and took him a bit more seriously, like he would have defeated him in the fight easily. But you know, I don't know why. I don't know. I was fine with the fight personally, but yeah, it was very.
I loved
nice
it.
Looking. Yeah, personally, I really like the Doc Ock and Spider-Man fight on the highway. That one's really good. Like the fuck, I even throughout the movie, like not just this scene, but like them just reusing past tunes, like themes of like villains and the Spider-Man themes. It's just so much effort was put into this film. It's just it just celebrates over 20 years of like Spider-Man films.
Oh yeah, William Dafoe knocked it out of the fucking park as he always does in anything he does, and I'm kind of glad that they showed the Green Goblin costume, but also kept him out of it majority of the movie.
I do kind of wish. I will stand by this till the day I die. I still think that's part where he's flying to Peter. At least have him tussle for a little bit, and then have Strange wipe him out. Just a little fight scene, little funny something with Green Goblin in the mask versus Spider-Man. Just something.
It is like for people that like seeing that character in like full costume. It is kind of weird when the only shot of him in the movie is one that was in the trailer.
Well, yeah, like
and then
him with the mask on. We see for like.
You do see the shot of him talking to the mask in that one scene, but he is not in the costume again after that.
He is in the costume, but it's like more covered and it's like more destroyed a bit, you know. But
he doesn't have the mask on, though.
Yeah, but the mask is like not even a minute of the film, you know, and it's just so.
I think they literally show the whole thing in the trailer.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I just would have liked one little scene on the highway while Doc Ock is tied up with his tentacles, you know, and then Strange teleports them both out, but. I don't know. It was.
I enjoyed No Way Home. Yeah, I mean, I love the movie. No Way Home, I liked a lot. Maybe I shouldn't say a lot. I liked it more than the game. I still probably put Infinity War a little higher because that was just so fucking fast.
Infinity War, yeah. Fun. Yeah, I could see those.
The last hour of Endgame is great. The last hour of Endgame is great, but I feel like the first 2 hours, they're fun the first time you watch it, and then they're just such a chore to get through.
And
although I thought the time travel was boring the first time I watched it, that went way too long.
I want to say this too, like, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home twice in theaters. The first time, of course, like, the best fucking reactions you could have as a fan, but, like, I will say the second time, as much as I love certain scenes, they don't hit as hard as the first time you watch them, which is obvious, but, like, it just, the magic isn't there the future times when you watch it, which is, you know, it's both a good and a bad thing. It's understandable, but it's also, like, okay, it doesn't make this, like, the greatest Marvel film or greatest Spider-Man film of all time. I feel like it's very close second to Spider-Man 2 still, but yeah, that's just me personally.
Spider-Verse is my favorite, but
true. Not counting Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse is, where would I even rank that? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, might be number 3. I don't know. I really like Spider-Verse though.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 are great. Spider-Man 3 is really funny. What was I about to say? One thing I will give No Way Home for, though, is just even from, like, a technical standpoint. I remember hearing stuff like the director was talking about how he is going to use some of the same techniques Sam Raimi used, and I read that and I was like, yeah, okay, it's a Disney Marvel movie. They're not going to do anything as cool as what Sam Raimi did, but sure. Then they did.
Did they, though?
Yeah, there was a lot of homages to Sam Raimi's work.
Like, are there any scenes that, like, can remind me of? I don't really remember any.
I would need to look at them again myself, probably. You can definitely look it up online. You can definitely find stuff there. I didn't know that, though. But just from, like, a presentation standpoint, I thought it was much better than most of the Marvel movies. Like, maybe even more so than, like, Infinity War. Infinity War is more fun to watch just because of, like, the fucking, you know, the pacing of it is No Way Home, presentation wise, I thought it was so much better than Homecoming and Far From Home. So much better presentation wise. I thought Far From Home was like a boring movie, like, visually. Homecoming I was okay with, but it wasn't like anything special. No Way Home was genuinely great. The only thing I didn't like about No Way Home visually is during that final fight with all 3 of the Spider-Men, it's so dark outside. It's like, I'd like to see these characters better. It's kind of hard to tell them apart. It's kind of hard to, you know, I like that they have the differences in the 3 costumes. Like, you can, like, it looks like the one from the Sam Raimi movie. It looks like the one from the MCU.
I like how even, like, Toby's costume, like, it is CGI, but at certain shots, it makes you think, like, it's not, doesn't look like it is. Sometimes it looks like it was taken out of the fucking old Spider-Man films with Toby. So, you know, it looks really nice. But yeah, like, when it comes to, like, it being dark, I personally didn't have a problem with it. I was fine with seeing everyone fine, but I can kind of see where you're getting at.
It's a technique that a lot of movies use where they're really heavy CGI, they'll make it dark so it's harder to see, like, any of the flaws in the CG. But it wasn't, like, too bad. I still really liked that final fight scene. It was just, like, part of me was just, like, you can do a nighttime scene without it being too dark to see stuff, you know? And in this scene, there were a lot of parts where it wasn't too dark to see stuff, but I just felt like lighting was an issue I had with that final scene, but I feel like it was done intentionally to hide, like, so they could hide stuff. A movie where I absolutely hated that was, like, one of the, like, Godzilla King of Monsters from, like, 2019. That movie, there is so little, like, actual, like, monster fighting scenes in that movie, and when it is so dark that you can't fucking see shit.
I do not care about those films at all. Like, I remember the Godzilla King Kong movie came out. I saw, like, little clips from that, like, the final fight. Like, thank God it was in daytime. So, a fantastic idea to have a final fight scene during the daytime. It's really innovative. Yeah, no, I just...
Kong Skull Island I thought was a fun movie. Kong Skull Island I liked. I didn't watch the Godzilla, like, 24, like, Bryan Cranston Godzilla.
That's the only one I saw, because Bryan Cranston was in it, but he should have been in it more. Grr.
Kong Skull Island was great. Anyways, there's definitely a lot more to talk about with this being like our first episode back in 2 years. One is just like anything that happened in your life. I don't know if you want to like. I don't know how much you would want to say, but just like 2 years have happened. What are some highlights?
I don't know. Is it there? Like I don't really focus that much on the past. I just kind of live day by day. But I don't know. I mean, like recently, like Teddy's gonna be moving out of state soon, so we're sitting hanging out on Sunday.
Nice.
Before then, so the fuck. But yeah, is your house okay, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a gate, so the dog goes upstairs.
Well, you better pet that fucking dog. I swear to fucking God. Yeah, no, Teddy's gonna be moving soon. It is kind of, it's gonna be a bit sad seeing him leave, but I'm sure he's gonna visit. You know.
Yeah. Pinsack moved finally, so now I'm like the only one left here. The Tariq visits pretty frequently. Me and Tariq actually filmed a video for the first time in like 2 years, less than a week. No, it's been more than a week because I haven't had a day off in 9 days. So we shot a video together, and that was a lot of fun. I don't know when that'll come out. It's going to be one of the variety hour things that I've been I don't even know if you saw that.
No,
I have a new thing. I have like a new variety show on Movie Mackle, and there's like sketches in it, there's like little vlog clips in it. It's just a variety of shit.
Any knee slappers? Any ha-has?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Tons of knee slappers. A lot of it's old stuff that I never actually put out there, and I'm just like, okay, it'd be good to put, like, I'll just compile this stuff together, and then I ended up having fun. I do some stuff, like I take some I take some stuff from the Duck Brigade too, and like do high edits to it.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to report since the last 2 years is I did have 2 different jobs that weren't like my video jobs. One was an Amazon driver, which was a very stressful job to have, and one is working in a grocery store, which is a significantly less stressful job to have, but very repetitive.
I think you are missing a big part from something you did in the last 2 years, though, which was meeting Chris, Austin, and Stuart in person.
Yeah, it was funny because I actually was thinking earlier, like, what am I going to talk about? Like, I could mention that, and I forgot to mention that. You mentioned that. Me and Chris talk about on stream so often, though. Yeah, no, we did meet. I released like a 40-minute documentary on Movie Mackle about it.
I don't think I ever finished that, and I should have. I think I maybe got halfway.
I think honest to God though, like for if you just wanted to like kind of like see us interact in person, like the first half of it's like the best part because it's just us fucking around before the con. Then when we make it to the con, there's a lot of focus on stuff going on there.
Yeah.
But it was a really surreal experience. It was really weird having them. Also really fun.
Yeah.
We have plans to do stuff this year too, and I'll let you know on. I don't know how likely it is of you showing up to any of these things, but I'll keep telling you.
Yeah, I know. I just now remembered actually. Like Matt DM'd me earlier about like you Mitzi coming to Texas, and he invited me as well, but I forgot to say no because I'm just not in a place right now where I just feel like I can travel and like do all that stuff right now. But I hope you guys have fun. Yeah,
the Texas trip isn't 100% for me, but I like think I can make that happen. Right now I'm like kind of testing how to take time off at work because they have something where you request time off.
Yeah.
And I requested 2 days off already, which is the day of the Oscars and the day after the Oscars. So I can record that episode and I can also drink that night and not have to get up at 4 a.m.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to see if that works. And if that works, I'm going to be much more confident about taking that time off. Otherwise, because if it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to talk to someone there saying like, hey, how am I actually assured to get time off?
Fucking hell. Asking jobs to like get time off and then them telling you no is such a fucking stupid thing sometimes. Like I have a friend that's like up in Canada who like works at Wendys and like sometimes they work 2 weeks straight sometimes. Fucking Wendys, fast food. Can you imagine the customers that they get? Like there's so many stories that they tell me, just awful fucking people.
Yeah. No, I could imagine. Honest to God, I could feel like feel like with fast food, especially, I feel mean saying that because I get fast food too. It's like it's a little bit more trashy, so you're gonna get more people.
They're also in a bad part of the neighborhood too, from what I heard. But like, there was a time when they put like a sign saying like to not come in, use the drive-through only because something relating to COVID, I think. But of course, no one read the fucking signs, and like every time the workers there like said, "Hey, you know, we have a sign out front that says don't come in." It's like, well, I didn't see that. And it's like, okay, well, now that I'm telling you that the sign was there, can you please leave? And they just argue with the fucking workers there. Yeah. It's like, why the fuck? Just awful people that you talk to every day. Imagine working with that.
I've had a good experience of customers at Giant, and I had a ton of bad ones working at Amazon. People getting angry about a different driver not delivering their package to the right place. I got threatened by someone once because he thought I took his package. People can be really fucking nasty. The last day I ever worked on the job before they laid me off, a woman was starting to like flip me off and yell at me because she didn't like where I was parked, but I had every single right to be parked there. It wasn't an illegal place to park, and I had to deliver a package to the place.
I hate people. I hate people too.
I would have also been there for like 20 seconds if it weren't for her interruption.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's like customer service at Giant, dealing with them. Like, I've had some weird customers, like where it's like they're trying to explain something to me and I can't quite understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
I've had some awkward interactions. I've had some get angry at the store, but not me specifically. But most of them have been very friendly. I'm often the guy who gets stuff off of high places because I'm a tall guy.
Yeah, Andre the Giant looking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And aside from that, yeah, like probably the highlight of the last 2 years was just being able to meet those guys. But at least in terms, I also did start a podcast with Matt called Hollow Victories, and a frequent I guess I'm a part of it now. Couch Co-op, although that one's not as consistent. But you've been on that one; it just hasn't come yet.
Oh yeah.
It's on an outdated subject, but it's good conversation.
What did we even talk about?
The like button.
Oh, the dislike button. Yeah.
That's such an outdated topic. But
it really is. Like that should have not taken that long to be put out.
It's because it's because Olivia and Chris are busy as shit, and it's also just like I did edit all the audio for that and send it to them, but they kind of want like, I think the way they put it is they wanted to do like a little animation. You know how they have like the sketch, and they wanted to do a little animation as, excuse me, and then it just like, yeah, and then it just, you know, life keeps getting in the way, and it keeps pushed to the side, and now I think it should go up though. Because one, I just love the conversation about YouTube and like something like Newgrounds as a whole. But also, it's the fucking recording where we learned that the SMB chat place died.
However you did that fucking thing. I don't know how to do it. I'm Jewish.
I think I did it with my left hand, so I'm going to hell, but...
Yeah. I'm already going to hell. I'm Jewish, and I did that fucking thing. I tried it out. Didn't work out, obviously. Yeah, I'm fucked. Anyway. But yeah, no, that's oh shit.
Oh no, I'm there.
God, I love Discord. Let me tell you.
Oh man, remember when we did a show on Skype?
My God, I'm so glad. Like, when I got my new laptop, I remembered I encountered this problem where it's like, either me or like the other person's audio would just get like fucked up, and it was only the Skype app that was not working with Bandicam, right, or whatever. So, like, when we switched to Discord, I was, like, so fucking happy, and I still am to this day. I mean, look at what we're getting now. We're getting video backgrounds. This is, like, the best timeline we've ever been in. Look at Rab dancing. He's going to be dancing forever on DuckCast. It's crazy.
Should we talk about good old Rab?
You want to talk about good old Rab? I love Rab. He is the perviest old man from any Dragon Quest game I've ever seen.
While still being really likable. I started watching Dragon Ball, and I didn't get that far. Yeah, I watched
Your audio's good.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I was saying that Rab is a very likable, because I had to watch Dragon Ball for an episode of Hollow Victories, because we watched Dragon Ball Evolution as one of the movies. We paired it with The Last Airbender. And I watched like 10 episodes of that show, and Master Yoshi, like Roshi, what's his name?
Roshi.
It's just like every fucking second on screen he's a pervert. That's just his only dialogue, and it's just like it's too much.
I have a lot of friends that like Dragon Ball Z. I don't understand it, but like, you know, if they enjoy it, that's totally fine. And I like
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
I like Dragon Ball Z. I grew up with it. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. But
I watched it as a kid too. I just like I tuned out at some point. I think it was when Majin Buu became this muscular Majin Buu, and I'm like, okay. That funny dude became serious muscular dude, I guess. I don't understand this anime. I'm out. I'm going back to Digimon and Pokemon. Let's go.
Yeah. Dragon Ball was a different story, because Dragon Ball was just like... That's so much of what the show was just general perviness. Like, that was like, even before Roshi's introduced, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird, but I guess I'm not going to judge someone for liking it. You have a reason for liking it.
It was fun anime for kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Or at least in Japan. Yeah.
Brad just likes to collect some magazines. It's fine. He keeps it to himself.
It's not in your face too much. He's actually a very wholesome grandfather character throughout most of the game. Very supportive of the main character. Which is a big spoiler, by the way, but I'm sorry, but holy shit, I love Dragon Quest. Anyway. I fucking love Reb as a character. He's great. I love him more.
I played a lot of games since the last 2 years, which playing video games wasn't really a thing I was even doing anymore, with a few exceptions. But we started, COVID happened and we needed stuff to do.
I gotta get that Mario Party game for you, me, and Stuart, and possibly other people to join in.
I've got it. I'm gonna get Mario Kart because DLC levels are coming out.
I'm still on the fence if I should even pay for that DLC. It's like, I understand there's like a lot added, but I'm also someone who loves the battle modes more than the racing, and they're not adding any battle modes, not even a single map at all, and it just kind of, I'm pouting. I don't like it. As much as I like racing, it's like, it could get old. I don't know. Battles you
really want Mario Party to add better stages, like the new Mario Party game, because they have like 5 maps, and like they don't have my favorite map in the series, and even if they do add that one snow map that runs off the same premise as the space map in that game, like it has the same thing happen if you land in the middle and off the quick time event that keeps like going down until you don't want to be there for when it happens. I'm explaining that poorly, but if you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But I wanted to say, like, out of all of them, there was some that really stood out. I'd say the 2 that stood out the most to me, and I'll say 3 actually, in the last 2 years of trying different games out, was Deltarune Chapter 2. I was just guaranteed to love it. I love everything that Toby Fox does. Chapter 1 from like 2 or 3 years ago, I loved that. Chapter 2 was even better. Can't wait for the whole fucking game, but that's going to take a million years.
Yeah, someday.
Amori, really, really, really good fucking story. I do think they pad the shit out of that game. Like, there is gameplay that is unbearable to me, but the story is so fucking good. The characters are so well written. The things that it made me feel were so strong that it was definitely a highlight. I'm still uploading that series to Movie Mac.
Someday I'll play it. I hear it's a good game, not just from you, but from other people. I hear it's a good game. Someday I will play it. But
it's a lot of the gameplay is fun, actually, too. Like, it's not like all of the gameplay is bad. It's just there's parts of the game where it's like you're going through a puzzle and like, okay, that was a little tedious. Oh, there's another. Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's another. It's just like throwing so much shit at you, and it's just dragging the gameplay on. It's like it doesn't serve a purpose. It's not fun. It's not adding to the story. It's just so they can say that they have this many dungeons in the game,
Yeah.
Because they had it was crowdfunded, and they had to hit a certain amount of stuff that they promised. But it's a really what they got right. They got so damn right. But my favorite would have to be Dragon Quest XI. That's what I was building to.
God, I'm waiting for more news on 12. I can wait for 12. I'm patient with. I know they're gonna do fine. I'm a little bit worried about what they said about the battle mechanics, the combat and stuff, but in general, I'm fine because I binged most, if not all, the Dragon Quest games, not counting 10, and they're really fun. I love the series. Actually, my favorite series of all time. But yeah, I'm also still waiting for the Dragon Quest 3 remake. I'm waiting for Dragon Quest Treasures, more info on that. It looks like a cute game. As much as I would have liked another Dragon Quest Monsters Joker game, which there's 2 of them on the DS. I recommend the second one. That's the one I personally played. You know, Treasures is a nice a new IP for a spinoff. It's a nice idea. A backstory for Eric from 11. That's nice. Him and his sister.
Yeah. It works.
But yeah, I'm still waiting on more news. But especially that puzzle game. Like, let's be honest, so that's like the best reveal that they had during that Dragon Quest Direct.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. You really like those games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be game of the year, actually.
I remember me and Chris did like a live reaction to that, and we uploaded it. The audio fucking sucks in that video. You can barely hear anything.
I was in the VC with a friend of mine. We were just freaking out.
Yeah.
We were like the only 2 people in our server that like Dragon Quest, and we're just like, whoa.
We were just like laughing, but also feeling bad for the.
Yeah. wasn't the English translator like really bad too? So I'm like vaguely remembering it. I can't give any examples, but I'm getting a feeling like he was awful.
It was a she, I think, and she was having
maybe.
Or like, are you saying like someone who's translating?
No, like there was like an English voiceover, I think, for like whatever the people were saying. Oh, I think I also remember they only hired 1 person, so like one person voicing a bunch of different people, and it just got really confusing of like who you're listening to.
Yeah, no, she was like, it was like clearly you could also hear it in her voice. She was during it, but it's like I sympathize. I'm not like I feel bad for the person.
They definitely should have hired at least 1 other voice-over person, like a translator. I mean, because that was a very weird Direct, but.
Because even if you're like, here's the thing: even if you're good at something, you can have a bad day and live and get a second chance.
I can understand.
That's what I was saying. We were laughing at it, and we were also feeling bad about it because it was just like we were laughing and we were feeling bad that we were laughing.
I was crying personally during that Direct when like they were talking about Dragon Quest X stuff, but that was only Japan exclusive because the game will never come out in America or to the West, which is so disappointing and sad. Like it looks
Americans
like
don't play online games.
It's like it's an MMO. I would love a Dragon Quest MMO. I would pay a subscription for Dragon Quest MMO, not Final Fantasy 14. I don't care about that, and I'm surprised people pay
Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy 14. Have you ever heard about it? But like, yeah, no, Dragon Quest X, I would fucking love to play and pay for.
I'll play it
every month.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11 was like, the best way I can put it is such every single fucking character that joins you is so likable.
They're so memorable too. They have such a personality.
I remember like Veronica and Serena were like the only 2. I don't know about
they were
these 2.
These on my list too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but then the second half of the game happens, and I'm like, I genuinely thought they were like 2 of the best parts of the game. I love all of them.
Put them at the bottom, but like with all the characters by the end of the game, you still love all of them. Like in general. Yeah. But yeah, the game is magical, and I recommended it to you and many other people, and every time I've heard it's from people that I recommended it to, like, oh yeah, they're like, oh my god, it's a great game, and I'm like, good, more Dragon Quest fans, thank God.
Sylvando might be my favorite. It's so hard to say. It's part of the reason I love Sylvan. Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
Sylvando might be my favorite, but it's really hard to say. What I like about Sylvando so much is he is the most disconnected person from this. Like, Jade and Rab have like a family history of the main character. Eric was told by someone to meet with them, like it was destiny. Veronica and Serena are literally like, that's their job.
It's practically their religion to protect the hero, the luminary.
Hendrik is the villain that becomes a hero.
Yeah.
Sylvando's just someone who wanted to join. Like,
he had some sort of connection with, he had some sort of connection with like Hendrik in a way because of his dad, but like he was just like this underdog fucking gay icon that we didn't know he wanted until now, and he's just the best. I do really like
legitimately convert a lot of people, but you still like in a good way.
I love Sylvando. I also love Hendrik and Rab. Like those 3, I think are in the top right now. Rab might be my number 1, but Sylvano might be number 2. Yeah, I love Hendrik, but yeah, it's
hard for me to say because like I would say that it is between those 3 characters. I love Jade, I love Serena, Veronica, Eric. I like those 4 a lot, but then Sylvano, Rab, and Hendrik, just so much to them.
I think I put Hendrik at number 3, despite like that one scene of like when they discover Rab in his meditative state, and then the magazine nearby, and Hendrik's like, "Oh fuck, this is the limited edition." Like it's just
I love that
personality, but like through most of the game, as much as I love that scene, like throughout most of the game, he's very stone faced. But that's not to say he's a bad character at all.
Oh,
it's just compared.
That's what
there's no competition.
Oh yeah, I love that moment with Hendrik just because it's like such an out of character moment, and then he realizes like. He's just like trying to back down from it.
Such a hidden personality. You just want to know more about this guy. Like, I love that we're getting an Eric spin-off game, like with him and his sister, because we did kind of need to know more about him and his backstory. But I would like to see a Hendrik spin-off. Honestly, I think that would be dope.
He's the one character where they add something that I like. 3. Because I really don't like Act 3. I played for Act 3 again on my replay. I told myself I wasn't going to. And I was like, fuck it, let's give Act 3 another chance. And I didn't mind it as much this time just because I knew what to expect, but I still hated it.
Yeah, when you take it for what it is, it's, but...
I think the story is... spoilers, huge spoilers, but I guess saying Hendrik...
As if we haven't already said enough.
Yeah, we've already, I like seeing Veronica again, but by bringing her back, you take everything away that happened to Serena. You completely take her
I wish there was a part in the story, in the narrative, where maybe not immediately, but at some point, maybe in the middle of Act 3, the characters somehow get their memories back from the other.
You know how they could have done that?
You
know how they could have pulled that off? You know how in the game, during Act 3, you can go back and redo certain things, like saving Eric's sister, going back to the castle where your dad is? They should have just made, like, each of those revives their memory. Like, going to save Eric's sister again.
You defeat this boss, and you get, a memory back for a certain character, and you just kind of grind those until you get all the memories back, and then the fun little cutscene you get when all the memories are brought back, and, that'd be nice. That'd be really cool.
You could have Veronica be the first one to get her memory back because she died in that scene with Jasper.
Like, last thing I remember, I was like, oh my god, I was about to die. Like something like cool like that or something. I don't know, man. Would have been dope.
Yeah.
Japan. I don't know.
All of that would have been great. The one thing though, I do like the additional stuff with Hendrik and Jasper in Act 3 though. I think that they like the whole ghost thing in the castle, which is it felt a little forced at the start, but then when you get to like that final scene between the two where they're fighting, and you have like the music and the conversation between the two.
There's this redemption for Jasper too, which I feel like was still needed in the narrative too, because like we would have left him as this villain at the end, and like he was kind of his own worst enemy, which is, he's a villain, but like he's not without sympathy. Some kind of they redeemed him in a bit. In a way.
And they also give you a really good weapon and armor. It's one of the two. It might just be the armor.
Something.
It's like that was a cool thing. I really enjoyed that. I don't know. It just Act 3, Act 1 and 2, like Act 1 is a really good Season 1 and Act 2 is a really good Season 2, where you can basically put like every single section of the game is like an episode of a TV show.
Really though. I'm glad that Dragon Quest XI, like it's getting like even poured to like what's that new Steam Deck, like it's just getting ported to like all these other things, and it's like still being it's still accessible to many people. It's on like I think every single console right now. There's just so many ways for people to enjoy the game, which is great. It's great. Would it be called advertising or marketing? I don't know, but it's just a great way to get the game out there and more accessible for newer players.
Do you know Video Game Donkey? I don't remember if we've done.
I'm not subscribed to him, but I know of him. I've seen some of his videos.
I like, not that you would like care too much about like a single person's opinion. I just find it fascinating because it's like YouTubers I watch who will badmouth RPGs. They say like they just do not get the appeal of them. Both Scott the Woz and Video Game Donkey are two of them where they just say, I do not understand the appeal of RPGs. Both of them like Dragon Quest.
Of course, it's hard. Yeah. It's easy to look at Dragon Quest 11 as like this generic JRPG, but it has so much content, like way more content than you thought would be in it, and not just content, but like also story. And there's just so much to dive into and explore, and there's just such a soul to it. And it has its faults, but it's still like such a magical experience. It really is just an experience. Yeah. I always recommend it to people. Like Breath of the Wild and Dragon Quest 11 are two games in the last decade that like just were there's historical, just milestones of I don't know. They did such a
genuinely.
I don't know if I put Breath of the Wild or Dragon Quest 11 over one another. Maybe Breath of the Wild first, but that's just because Breath of the Wild is Breath of the Wild. But goddamn, Dragon Quest 11 is so good.
It is one of my favorite games of all. I don't know my favorite. I feel like it's such a like bad answer for favorite game, but I fucking love Oblivion so much. It's exclusively because I grew up with it. But my favorite game is Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap on the Game Boy Advance. It's just such a beautiful sprite game, and the colors are wonderful, and the sprites are so well done. The music's wonderful, and I've played so many files of the game, and 100% completed those so many times. I adore To the Moon, Finding Paradise series.
I heard To the Moon and Finding Paradise. He cut out for the last bits.
Imposter Factory is the third entry, which came out in between the last 2 years too. Me, Mitzi, and Matt read through all three of. God, so burpy this episode. I'm sorry.
Dude, excuse yourself. Fuck.
Yeah. Me, Matt, and Mitzi went through like all three of them on stream. Just reading for different characters. I love those, but it's almost like I want to call them graphic novels over. Because like there is an interactive side to them, but it's so minimal. It's so minimal where it's like it works for how they want to tell their story. Video game works as how they do it, but it's just like it's almost not a video game. It's almost like interactive story where you move the character. There is so little gameplay in all three of them. It is so fucking well written. All three of them.
I think we can all agree though that the best video game of all time is Tetris, and it's ever since it came out, like it was just the game of the year every single year. I don't really know what else to really say about that other than what I just stated, but I don't know if you have anything that you think is competition for Tetris, but
Pokemon Shuffle.
Oh fuck you! That's all. that's like, you know, what's that one meme of like the Andy Samberg talking to Zoe Deschanel of like, what's that one thing? You should know what I'm talking about. Like name me one whatever the fuck, one crime, and it's like murder. It's like, okay, that was an easy one, you know, something like that. Like,
I don't really know about.
Fuck.
Not a big Andy Samberg or Zoe Deschanel person. Neither of them are bad.
Just from that show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I just know it was like a meme of something. But anyway.
Any good shows that you've seen? I mean, me and you have both gushed over like The Boys.
I mean, I know I saw Peacemaker on HBO Max, and I recommend that. That's a really funny show for DC.
What show? What show?
Peacemaker. It's that DC show from the Suicide Squad. It's a solid show. It's a solid show. It's very funny. I don't really like John Cena in most things, but like he did such a funny job. He's so good in the show.
I love How To with John Wilson. A lot of the same people made it. It's drier than Nathan For You, but it still does a lot of the same stuff that Nathan For You does. And I would recommend it. It's a very poetic show. If you like Finding Francis, I think you'll really like How To with John Wilson, because the episodes are like goofy and silly, but they actually some of them they pull on your heartstrings a bit. I'd really recommend that. Well, that's like probably my favorite show that's on currently. I might even like it more than like Better Call Saul or The Boys, even though I like those shows a lot. Invincible, as I said, that was great. Invincible was one.
They announced. Did they put out a trailer for season 2 yet of Invincible?
No season 2 trailer, but season 2 confirmed.
Yeah.
I'm still watching Disenchantment. It's not going to be for I like it. I have problems with it, but I've just embraced my problems with it now. It's just like I think that there are things that the show does that like brings it down significantly, but I question as every time a new season comes on, I'm like, do I want to watch this? Yeah, I kind of do.
I'm just like scrolling through like Disney Plus, seeing if like there's anything that reminds me of anything. Like I know like The Mandalorian came out in the last 2 years. That's a solid show. Book of Boba Fett was. I don't know. Have you seen any memes related to Book of Boba Fett?
I just heard people say they didn't like it. That's it.
It's like I gave it an open mind when I saw it. I was like, okay, it's all right. But, you know, as the series went on, like, just waiting for really cool stuff. There's some episodes that's just literally just centered around the Mandalorian. Like, he appears in the show, spoiler alert. But there's, like, 2 episodes where they just focus on him. It's no longer the Book of Boba Fett. It's practically just the Mandalorian Season 3. And then, like, the final episode, they team up together, and it's just... Robert Rodriguez, man... He just should not work on Star Wars anymore. He is such a bad director. there's even an episode, not even the finale. Robert, the director of Spy
Kids. Wait, you're saying Robert?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a confusing director.
Yeah, he does some good stuff, I heard, and he also does some shit. This is one of those things. He just should not work on Star Wars. He's an awful Star Wars director.
Yeah.
There was an episode of...
He can be a horrible director. He's made horrible movies.
There's an episode of the Book of Boba Fett, not the finale, but there's an episode where there's a chase scene throughout the Tatooine town, and literally the vehicles are just moving so slow, and he's just trying to mask it as if it's a fast-paced scene, but it's really not. You can look it up online. It's really laughable. And then in the final episode, there's like this one scene of like this fucking guy. Like everyone who's listening to this that's seen the show knows exactly what I'm talking about. But like this guy that he does like he spins and then shoots a gun, like just trying to look cool. It's like one of those things where it's just okay. Wait.
I mean, you disappeared for a lot of that.
Hear
that reminds me of Food Fight.
But yeah. It's really
I don't know if
stupid.
you heard me.
No, I didn't. I was playing with my earbuds. I don't know if you knew that.
It's hard for me to see. It reminds me of Food Fight, where characters will like just be like waving their arms, do a spin while they're talking.
It wasn't even comedic though. It's like this is supposed to be you're taking him seriously. Like, oh wow, this character is so cool. It wasn't cool. There's like this whole group of characters called the mods, which are just humans but with cyborg parts onto them, and every time they're in a scene, they just become a meme. I swear to God, like one of them is the one that spinned around. Some of them are the ones that was doing the chasing, even though Boba Fett has a jetpack and he just could have flown to the guy going 5 miles an hour and just popped into his car. It's like, pull over, bitch! I got a gun. Like it's such a stupid show.
We need a Star Wars movie where they're all in like chairs and they're just like none of them stand up once. They're just like you see like a big like track and they're all like just
legit. Like I feel like elderly in futuristic wheelchairs, space wheelchairs, would be more fun to watch in a Star Wars chase scene than these mods, these punk ass cyborg kids chasing this mayor's assistant throughout a small town at 5 miles an hour. It was weird. It was fucking weird. But I am excited for like Marvel stuff like Moon Knight, which looks good. Which looks really good. It looks different from Marvel. I'm liking the tone. I don't know if you saw any trailers of that, but Oscar Isaac's in it. Looks really nice. Cool. It's like this character was like schizophrenic personality disorder, you know, or just like multiple personalities, where it's like kind of like a character. What's it called? Like, you should know. You're the film guy. What's the
disability? Like, what are you talking?
No, like
about?
A character dissection of a character. Like, what's
character study?
Character study of like a character. It like they kind of mix that with like the superhero kind of tone a bit. Like, it looks interesting.
They kind of did that in Split and Glass. Although Split was a good movie, and then Glass.
Yeah.
Superhero to it. It was so bad. I talked about that on the show before.
Yeah.
That was when we had Tim on.
But yeah, no, like the main character's like British or something, and then he turns out not to really be British. Like there's this other personality that's like knows things that he doesn't, and he's like getting a phone call like Mark, blah blah blah. He's like, who's Mark? He's like just this really scared, timid guy, and he's got all these demons in his head or something. It's crazy. Looks insane.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
You send me a trailer, I'll check it out, or I'll just remember it when I'm listening to this.
Just look it up, Moon Knight. It's really good looking.
The what else is there? I'm trying to think of other shows. Movie. We should talk about some of the Oscar noms too. Even though, like, by the time this comes out, the Oscars would have already happened. Our video won't have happened. I know that
when am I supposed to upload this, by the way?
Just check the date from the last episode. It's gonna be April. Like, I think it's like near the end of April, honestly.
Gotcha.
So you've got time. Yeah. No. Just let me think. So the Oscars will have happened by the time this episode, but my video for like the Mackle and Zatch on it won't be out yet because that's going to take some time to edit. I mean, at least I don't. Maybe it'll be out. This I don't think so. Those are normally pretty lengthy ones to edit. I haven't seen everything yet either, but you actually have seen a decent amount of stuff.
Surprisingly, I didn't think I was going to this year, and then like just. I've praised HBO Max a lot in our Discord server, but like they know what kind of stuff to put out. Netflix is slacking in the latest years, and HBO Max is just so helpful for so many things, including the Oscars.
So many of the best shows ever made on HBO Max. They put so much good shit out.
But yeah, I think the most recent one I might have seen was Nightmare Alley, I think.
Yeah, that one was Best Picture nomination. That one's really good. I don't
know if it's going to win Best Picture. I really don't.
No. I don't think it will. I think so far from what I've seen,
nominations, I forget.
King Richard. So you've seen that.
King Richard. It's a good film. Will Smith. I don't know if it's because of Will Smith or maybe the screen. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it. I only saw it the one time, but it could. I'd be fine if it won Best Picture, but I'm not sure. I can see Will Smith winning Best Actor though. Maybe.
I'm trying to think of best. So far. I'm thinking maybe Drive My Car, and that's not going off of, but that's going off of what I think the Academy will. So Drive My Car, I'm only an hour into. I still have 2 hours left. It's a long one. First hour was really fucking engaging. I was watching it right before call with you. I really liked it. And it's interesting because almost an hour into the movie, the opening credits started to play. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I normally don't see that in movies. I'll see that in a video game, like you play the game for an hour, then like the opening stuff starts playing. I don't normally see that in a movie, though, to be honest. It's like kind of obvious that the first first chunk of the movie is setting up what the movie is actually going to be about, and it's really engaging. And then now what the movie actually is, so far it's interesting. I like Drive My Car so far. It's a commitment. It's like an Irishman, It's like 3 hours long.
Gotcha.
The Power of the Dog.
We could talk vaguely about Dune if you want. I know we have the same opinions, so it might not be an interesting discussion. And I know people watching this are not going to like this discussion too. And I feel like people already hearing that are going to want to tune out because I don't know. We just both didn't really care too much for the film, but that's not to say people shouldn't like it. If you like it, you like it. Cool.
I'm gonna be nice and mean to the movie real quick. I think from a technical standpoint, it is insanely well done.
Visually, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it is so insanely well done that it wouldn't make me mad if it.
Yeah.
I like Nomadland that one annoyed me because it from every single standpoint, I don't think it deserved it. Dune, really well crafted movie. Matt really liked it. Matt was talking about it in chat today.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw. And I'm happy that he liked it. And I'm happy that a lot of people like it. I think here's the main thing. One, it feels like an act of a movie. it's like because they're setting up for this scene. It's like it feels like so little happens. I don't know. It's like a lot, but so little happens. Like a lot. There's a lot of sequences. There's a lot of events, but it's just like it feels like it's building up to what's actually supposed to be the focus.
Yeah, and a lot of tone stays the same throughout most of it. I mean, there's little scenes with like the main character and Jason Momoa getting this more lighthearted tone, which personally I think comes out of nowhere whenever it happens, and it's just because the character's so straight-faced the whole time. It's like, I don't know, it's just weird. But yeah.
Please, if you like the movie, please don't let me take it away from you anymore.
Yeah.
I think it is so fucking void of personality that I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. I tried. I watched the whole thing. It just wasn't. Yeah, it felt like it was building up to other things, and just not much was happening. Like Mike said, it just didn't grab me at any point during the film. Even the scene when like he's just talking to that woman who's interviewing him with something, I don't know, with like the hand in the box or whatever. I don't know, just characters interact with each other throughout.
Actually, finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Yeah, characters I just feel like interact in this film in such a. I understand these are like alien people or in another reality or whatever, so they act a bit differently than normal humans do. But like normal human contact in film is just something that I can easily relate to if I see it, and I just didn't see anything to relate to when characters interacted or like when they responded to something. Like both the script and like the delivery is just nothing. I just thought
they were so boring to me.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, funny, ironically enough, the one scene with the hand in the box, that was actually the one scene that I really, because I was like, I felt the tension of it. It felt like a very tense moment. I liked it. Yeah, but everything else, it was like, again, it's not like the acting's bad or anything. It's not that it's like written poorly. It's not that, that I could see how someone would find the story interesting. It just feels like every single character is in the same tone entire movie.
Whenever I read like people saying like this is the next Star Wars or something, I don't see it. I really don't see it. I don't understand.
Star Wars has charm. Star Wars has goofy characters and has like the more serious characters. There's like, I don't know.
The next big franchise, like I just don't see it, man.
I don't need like a ton of comedy, but I mentioned.
Yeah. There's no personality, I think. I don't know. And also,
the Irishman. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Even in something like I'm trying to think like The Irishman. I mentioned from 2019 movie that's mainly a bunch of guys standing around and talking to one another, but it's like I feel like the characters have dynamics. They have like there's things weird about them. There's stuff about it that's like. It's kind of it'll make you laugh, but even if it's not necessarily something that would be funny if you were in the room, it's funny watching Jimmy Hoffa blow. I know this is a weird movie to compare it to.
Oh,
excuse me.
Good.
I know it's a weird movie to compare it to. I'm just saying because it's a movie that's like kind of covering something more serious in tone, kind of like a dialogue heavy movie. That's kind of where I'm coming from with that. Granted, Dune isn't always dialogue heavy. Dune actually has a lot of stuff that's portrayed just visually. But
I just think that a lot of the characters, both with what they say and the actors' delivery, which is not on the actors, I feel like all the actors in this film are very talented. It's just very unfortunate how they were directed, but I just feel like everyone was very robotic and just unrelatable. It was, I don't know.
I think promoting Zendaya on the post and all the trailers is also kind of weird.
Yeah, she wasn't, And when they did interact, it's like, okay, they're hinting that they're supposed to be, like, destiny, that they're supposed to be, lovers and, big relationship and stuff, I don't know. And it's like they meet and it's just like there's no chemistry between them. Me, personally, I don't see anything. They're just characters talking to each other like any other character in this film. I'm not seeing any dynamics.
I think I just have, and not everybody, like, there's an audience for these types of movies. Yeah. I think I just have issues with movies that keep it straight-faced the entire time. It doesn't mean you have to have like a really over-the-top, goofy comic relief character. That doesn't mean you have to like be completely tone-deaf. It just means like if every single character is acting like what they're going through is the most important and serious thing in the world, I'm probably going to lose interest. But there's an audience for movies like this. I don't like it when every single character, like I want a little bit of quirk. It doesn't have to be a lot. I want a little bit of
variety,
Yeah, I like some really fucked up movies, but the characters will have like something, It can just be a single scene. It can just be a single moment. It can just be a single trait of their character. I need something, and I just didn't get that in Dune at all.
And again, like those maybe 2 or 3 scenes when like the main character and Jason Momoa are like, hey, oh yeah, it's like just out of character stuff where they're just no longer being robotic. They're like showing emotion and everything. It's just very not the movie, and it's just like they're trying to force in some sort of personality into the film, and it's just like I don't know. Sometimes I just didn't know what they were doing. I guess they knew what they were doing though. But yeah, if people like
a lot of people, a lot of people really loved it, and I wouldn't want to take that. Power of the Dog. You saw that one, right?
Power of the Dog. Yes.
Yeah, because I remember you mentioned
forgettable a bit, but I like Jesse Plemons and Benedict Cumberbatch is always nice to see. The kid was very unsettling to watch the entire film, but that was the point, I think. Nice to see Kristen Dunst again.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it was a great film, but forget.
I enjoyed the movie. I really. Are you? Wait, you're frozen. Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Cool. I just want to make sure it wasn't cutting out. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. Actually, I thought it was really well shot. I know very well acted. I think there was something missing from it. Yeah, that movie did have that. Like that was another movie where everyone. It was a pretty serious.
I feel like the first half I was fine with, and then as the second half went on, Benedict Cumberbatch's character not really liking anyone, including the kid, and then out of nowhere he starts to take a liking for the kid. That's when it started to shift for me, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe there was a reason that I just didn't see, but for me it just came out of nowhere. I don't know.
I think I kind of understand where it was coming from. I think it's basically he's just kind of rekindling something from his own past, like an interaction he had with someone in the past. It's an opportunity he's seeing. He's still a selfish and bad person. We
had to see him with this photo and jacking off to it in the forest, and then now he's a brand new person, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It worked for me. What didn't work? Here's the thing I'll say about Power. Really liked it. I think something's missing there's something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't think it has a satisfying conclusion. And there's just I don't know what it is, but there's something missing. The entire movie, there is something missing, and I don't know what it is. But I do enjoy it. I do like the characters, even though Jesse Plemons is the only likable person in the movie, but he's pretty damn likable. I love the scene where the two of them are just dancing, him and his new wife. They're just.
I do kind of hate how Jesse Plemons' story, it happens and then it gets kind of finished a little too early in the film. So there's then you focus on Benedict Cumberbatch and the son, but Jesse Plemons, when his story is done, once he gets married, it's pretty much over. His story is
he doesn't get a lot.
He doesn't get a lot. But yeah, with Power of the Dog, I see this being nominated for a lot of things this Oscars. They might win at least one thing, but I think they're not going to win as many awards as they're nominated for.
I think it could win Best Picture, honestly, and I might be wrong.
I don't know.
I think it's a possibility because it did win at other award shows. I would pick Nightmare Alley over it.
I pick King Richard over it personally, even Nightmare Alley as well. Honestly.
I Don't Look Up.
I feel like we should have Matt on for a DuckCast for this one, or a podcast or something. I feel like he would say more.
I think that'll be the Mac and Zatch, honestly.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like we're getting. I haven't kept track of the time. We might be close to an hour, over an hour, something like that.
Probably over an hour at this point. We'll wrap up. I'll just quick thoughts.
Don't Look Up. I mean, initially, I didn't hate the film at all, but the more I read stuff and people giving their opinions, I'm like, okay, I can see that. Okay, I can see that too. Okay, I can see what you're getting at here too. It's just, I'm interested in hearing Matt's full thoughts in a video call too.
I was with Tariq. I mentioned we shot a video and we talked about it for a while. He loved Don't Look Up. He was cracking up at it, and he actually started explaining his perspective, and he actually helped me understand why people like it a bit more.
Yeah, I there were some scenes where the fucking guy not getting the group the chips or something, or stealing their money for something like that, right? I still like that. That was funny.
Yeah, I said this on the server a bunch of times. Did you know it's the same guy who did The Other Guy? Same director.
The Other Guys, the Chris Pine and Russell T. Crowe movie?
No, the one with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, The Other Guy. Yeah. I'm thinking of never mind. Yeah. That's okay. That's good. That's interesting.
I thought this movie was much better than. No offense.
Really? Oh man, I love The Other Guys. I don't know.
Here's the thing. There's parts of Don't Look Up that I really like, and Don't Look Up is just like so bored out of my mind. But it's like, I think I said this on the server. Maybe this is a rant you've already heard. I think there's a good movie in there. I think there's a really good movie in there. I just think that there's like repetitiveness to it. There's some scenes that are like dragging certain jokes on. There's like commentary that's really in your face, but I do think it's good commentary. I mean, it's at least a good topic where it's like people want to distract themselves so badly rather than deal with a problem. Yeah. That is more true today than it ever has been. I think it is a good message. And I thought that part was interesting. I thought that there was some good running jokes. There was some good stuff in there. I just think that there is a whole hour you could cut out, but an hour is a lot, you know?
There's also some of the political commentary that, like, I appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate, like, you know, just them shouting out their opinion. I feel like some of it was a bit too spiteful, though, and I feel like for me personally, I personally like listening to political opinions with less spite and more just, you know, let's try to understand both persons' perspectives and try to come together and not just be like, so I was right and you were wrong because this thing happened. You should worry about this and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. I'm not the spiteful kind of guy. I just don't like that kind of tone, but that's just me.
I hear you.
I feel like the tone kind of did that sometimes.
Fair enough. I hear where you're coming from with that. I don't know. I Don't Look Up is... I liked it. Dune's a better movie than Up. It just objectively is. It does so much, but properly, like just from a filmmaking standpoint. I would watch Don't Look Up before I watch Dune again.
For sure, yeah. I still. What do you think of the ending of Don't Look Up? I was kind of fine with it.
I liked the ending a lot. I thought.
I did. Like an ending like that was a sad ending. Like, all right, they blew up the world. I mean, I didn't really expect them to do that. That's actually that caught me by surprise. Yeah,
it's also just like it kind of goes. It helps the message of the movie.
Yeah. It felt emotional too. The whole family just kind of like not acknowledging what was happening around them, and they're about to die. Like just very heartbreaking.
Yeah, they it's interesting too because they turn the TV off while they're like about to going on, so they don't. As they're having their dinner, it's kind of up in the air whether or not they're gonna die or not. And then when the house starts vibrating, that's when they say, they're talking about what they're thankful for. That and the house starts shaking. That's when the one guy says, "I'm thankful that we tried our best."
Yeah.
Three main characters I liked. I liked the. I feel Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence.
DiCaprio.
Who's the other guy? The black guy. I can't remember. I don't know the actor's.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't think I know the actor's name either, but he was great too. Yeah.
Yeah, I like those three a lot. The only scene that there's character-wise that bugged me with those three, because I liked those three, was one. He was there was zero remorse for cheating on his wife when he was doing it, at all. He just immediately went into it, and they didn't guilt at all. And it's just that was weird to me. That because they do clearly make it clear that the two care about each other a lot by the end of the movie. It was just not a moment of oh, I don't know if I should be doing this or that. He's just into it. It's so hard to believe that he's actually sorry by the end.
To be fair, I was at this point in the movie where everyone was saying how great he fucking is compared to Jennifer Lawrence's character and just inflating his ego. I guess he felt like he was powerful on top of the world at that point in the film, but I don't know.
No, I hear it. I can
kind of see it, but I agree. Yeah.
I think that's a fair response. And the only other thing that bugs me is actually characters yelling at.
You're cutting out what?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
The only other scene that bothers me is actually a scene where they're all angry at him. It's they're at a restaurant after he learned that they're they intentionally screwed up the thing that could have gotten rid of the asteroid or the comet, because they could gain stuff from it. So he's at the restaurant telling him about this, and both of them start yelling at him he immediately came to you guys and told us up. He's very honest. Why are you yelling at him? It's not his fault this happened.
It's their commentary about people are just stupid as a crowd and I don't know.
It's just why? Because the thing is
it's very simplistic, dumb, sort of spiteful commentary about society and people, and just it's not as on the nose as the commentary should be. There's more layers to how people are. There should be different sides where people are saying those kinds of things, but also people arguing against those people being yo, you just came, the things that you're just saying now, you came to us and said all these things. There's not the two sides. It's just the very one-sided thing.
It is black and white at times, for sure.
Not,
where it's like, they want to make their message clear, so they make every single character that isn't...
It's just a very opinionated commentary piece, and I feel like it should have been more, again, less spiteful, more understanding of both sides, and just kind of helping both sides understand each other more. I don't know. It was just very pointing fingers.
I guess haven't seen King Richard yet. I plan on watching it these next 2 days, along with Drive My Car. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I think there is one that I'm forgetting, Best Picture wise, but it's not coming to me.
Probably is, but I don't know. We can do it another time.
Yeah. Oh, we'll be able to do it the Mackle and Zach. I guess one more thing I wanted to ask. Do you have any more topics before this episode ends? I have one more.
Go ahead.
And it's a small one. Me and you have kind of talked about this on and off, and it seems like our answer is consistent. Episode... oh, getting serious. Episode 100, final episode, or do we keep going?
I feel like you and I are in a place right now where we're already doing enough. Maybe into that 100. 2 years ago, I would have said no. I feel like things have changed. Yeah. I mean, you're collaborating with a lot of podcasts with Matt anyway. I feel like...
I still want to collaborate with you, though, man.
Of course. Like, I feel there's still many ways that we still could. But, like, when it comes to DuckCast, I feel like at least we made it to 100. That's 3 judges. Like, we've never hit to 100. At least 100. But this is 97 right here. Just 2 more episodes and then the final one. Done. I feel like we would have accomplished something there.
I think that... I'm sad to hear it, but I think you're probably right. It's just, like... I'll miss doing this, and I think maybe one day, like, we should be treated like a finale. One day, if we wanted to come back, we should come back.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I think that this is going to get a little sappy. I think that DuckCast came at a time when we needed it. It came at a time where the Brigade was completely dead. Like, there was nothing on the channel going on at all anymore. We really weren't talking to old friends that much. I basically lost touch with a lot of people. Me and you were still chatting. Me and you were still hanging out. And then we started the show and slowly kind of started having old people come on as guests. I remember like how big of a deal it felt when we had Austin back on.
Yeah.
For the first time. And just slowly as time went by, I don't know, it's just COVID hit, and as bad as that was, it did kind of reconnect a lot of us. And we started doing live streams.
Here's something, though. Even with this coming to an end, and there's still a way that you can, like, you can even bring a new podcast to DuckCast where there really is no repeatable hosts. Every time it could swap out hosts. Like, the Duck Brigade is a group of people. It's not just you and me. There could be episodes with you and Mitzi. There could be episodes with Matt and Mitzi. There could be episodes with you and me again. The hub of the Duck Brigade being the podcast, which I can see as DuckCast being that thing, but like a future podcast for the Duck Brigade can still be something like that, but can be rotating hosts. You know what I mean? There's that creativity still there. That the Duck Brigade after DuckCast 100 doesn't still only have to be gameplay videos from live streams. Still, there can still be this hub of content from all of us as a group.
Yeah,
you know.
There's still so much fucking Dungeons and Duckies to come.
Yeah, and there's like, I think straight up canceled the Ziff pod for, you know, that can easily still come back.
I meant to ask you about this.
Yeah, you can still also, you're still also doing your own podcast that can still go on as well. You know, when going back to the topic of like you and me collaborating on stuff, there's still many opportunities for us to do that anyway. Like there's
you got Mac on Zach, so
yeah. After DuckCast 100, it really doesn't matter. But like hitting that milestone of 100 episodes of a show is just, you know, that's a big thing, and I feel like we should just at least do that. I feel like we wouldn't really. I don't think there's much to lose there, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it'd be a shame to end on, like, you know, it would have been a real shame if 90.
We should end it on 99 just to spite each other.
make episode 199.9.
Yeah. we keep saying, like, people say, like, oh, technically it's 100. It's like, well, technically you're fucking wrong because we call it 99.9, you piece of shit, fuck you. Like,
what about, so episode 100, obviously we had this
Okay.
We're not fucking doing that anymore. That was me. That was all me. This fucking fancy sins. Tito came back to life and he murdered them. All right,
listen, they can travel through the fucking dimensions, appear in outer space in my Ziff pod, and be like, "Yo, what up, bitch?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yo, get out of my room, get out."
No, the story continues on the Ziff pod.
Yeah, 3 years from now, when episode 2 comes out, let's go. I really got
that episode 1 came out.
I gotta do more episodes of that show. Holy shit.
Yeah, get to it. Yeah. Chop, buddy. Yeah, I'll miss DuckCast, but I do think that it's like new life was brought to this channel. DuckCast is the thing that kept this channel from dying entirely for like 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And I'll always appreciate it.
I won't.
Episode 100 live stream, or should we end it on like a big live stream?
I don't know. Like, fuck, AT&T could fuck me over. It's fucked me over the last couple of months off and on. I'm surprised it hasn't,
I could
disconnected me. Yeah, but like me on the show, like I'm me constantly disconnecting at any point during the show, whether I'm hosting or not hosting the live stream.
Pitch. Episode 99, I will live. And we'll let anyone who wants to come in. Episode 100, we do a simple movement. Feels like a good way to go out. Like episode 100 should be like a simple episode.
I mean, if 99 works out, as much as I complain about the internet, like, fuck it, if 99 does well, I guess, and around the time when we schedule 100, and my internet's fine by then. Maybe. I don't know. We can ask some people, hey, like, here's your time slot for when you can hop onto the live stream.
I think we should just make it a live stream. I think we should just announce it and people can hop on as they want.
Mm-hmm.
And it should
you have OBS so you can, like, stream Discord onto...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and honestly, if you wanna reference, I'd say look at like some of the Blumbus Farms is one of, like, if you look at the Stardew streams, if you want to watch them in episode form, Blumbus Farms, those are all of us just audio wise, and it comes out pretty good. My end is obviously picked up well because it's like coming out of my mic, but so does everyone else.
Yeah, I was going to ask about like audio because like I remember in the past, like usually my audio would be like just weird, but maybe it's fixed after 2 years.
I think it's been good. I think it's been pretty good. Sometimes it's like I think it's pretty accurate to what I'm hearing on my computer.
Yeah, like you cutting out every now and then, for me, stuff like that or something.
What I mean is like if someone's having audio problem, if you hear I think you hear like if in the Stardew stream, Matt, Mixie, and Chris as I hear them. So if they're low quality, it's because they're using like their phone as or something. Not because the call isn't being picked up properly.
Okay.
But we could test it. We could do a test.
99 could be just a test in general,
I think 99 should be... I think episode 100 should be a standard episode. Because it's the goodbye. I think that we should have our priorities straight for that one. 99, I think, would be better. Straight. Yeah.
You should... We're doing that. I know that we're still doing that Majora's Mask intro for the countdown. Yeah. So you gotta add that into the beginning of the live stream.
Oh yeah, and I can do that because like OBS lets you play video.
Exactly.
I'll even like have an intro. I'll make an intro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyway, we should end this now. We're definitely. I feel like we're over an hour and 10, but yeah, this was nice. We'll see you again in 5 years.
Yeah. For episode 98. No, thank you for doing this with me again, Zach. We'll do other shit in the future. We got the Oscars to look forward to. Yeah, that's like a week or two away.
Today's the 16th. When is it again? 28th?
27th? Let me look.
I don't know.
We have it marked on the calendar, but maybe is it correct? The 27th at 8 p.m. is what I'm seeing. Yeah. Hunga bunga. It's hunga bunga.
Hunga bunga.
It's Richie's face.
It sure is. I'm surprised you just now noticed that.
The fucking face.
Zach put in the picture of Richie's face that I put in the event tab. Thank you. That's how we're ending the episode. Goodbye.